Hey guys, thanks a lot for tuning in to the Chalk Me Out podcast with me, Narayanan. In today's episode, I'm joined by a very close friend of mine from all the way in Cambodia. He is a podcast host, a number one education podcaster in Cambodia. He's a certified life coach, and I follow him for two things. One, the way he has worked upon his life for self improvement and learning. Second, how he has read over 50 books every single year for the past few years. So, this conversation is going to be a lot about knowledge, about careers, about how do you find peace with yourself, with the kind of things you're doing. So, let's get started. I assume that you would not have, even though you do, martial arts, you podcast, you read books,
Mm,
you have a job.
mm,
I understand that no one will ever have, a graph that always goes higher,
yeah.
both externally and internally, right?
Mm,
How
mm,
do you work out here? This is something that I ask all my guests, right? I
mm,
can learn, I can read, I can talk, I can communicate, I can pull 15 hours a day, but I need
mhm,
to be strong in my mind,
mm.
right? How do you build that mental resilience to keep going at this age, knowing that there's 40 or 50 or 60 years more to go?
Mhm,
And
mhm.
that journey is yet to be defined,
Yeah.
right? What do you do here?
Uh, I think part of that it's just most importantly is taking care of our basic need, right? Like eating
Okay.
enough, move enough, and sleep enough. I sleep a lot, probably like 8 or 9 hours each day. Sometimes I
Okay.
feel guilty about that. But it's just like it's like if we are not fulfilling our basic need, then we tend to show some sign of pain or agitation in some way because of this, right?
Okay.
And a lot of time we sacrifice and all that, and maybe we're working hard, but we're not giving our best or be cognitively strong, right? So looking at that basic need, I think it's something we shouldn't overlook that. And partly is to, I think, spend a lot of time like reading, actually be a lot of patient and discipline. And
Hmm.
because I've been reading a lot on philosophies and all that, and a bunch of that with Stoicism, Nietzsche's, and all that.
Hmm.
It
Yeah.
kind of how can I say it? Just and also history, and it kind of allowed me to kind of like look at life and just like, hey, life have been difficult, but I'm not the only person who have it this hard,
Goes
and
through.
a lot of people have it a lot harder. Then we
Yeah.
have this kind of understanding or connection that we don't look out. It's like I don't feel lonely anymore. Like with all
Hmm.
this pain that I'm feeling, I'm kind of like, hey, somebody been through that. It kind of make me a little bit more relieved. And reading is also kind of making good friends, right? But also
Yeah.
apart from that, it's just like, yeah, I mean, books shouldn't be only the place that we rely on, but also the actual people that we're living with right now, who
Got
are
it.
our social connection. um are they actually help, how can I say, uplift us? They the
Hmm.
people who kind of like, hey, if I have a problem, I need someone to talk to, can I talk to? And I appreciate like all this connection that I have. And that's also part of the issue with the world. Like we're very connected digitally, like we are having so many friends on Facebook and all that, but
Yeah.
we're not truly connected, we're not friends. There's a lack of sense of depth like in our connection, right? And for me,
Hmm.
like I don't have, I don't have too many close friends, right?
Okay.
Let's say if I have problem, probably let's say 5, 10, 20 people that I go out to, but those are very strong lead, right? It's
Connections
just
that
like,
you have.
yeah. So
Hmm.
so yeah, of course, like we can know a lot of people, we can be friends with a lot of people, but like try to create more depth in that connection. And when the time is tough, then we know where to get to, right? And
Yeah.
I think to add up to the last point is also um practice discomfort each day.
Mm-hmm.
So I moved back home like some month ago, and it was nice. Like I have an empty room in my parent apartment, and then since then I'm just like, hey, I'm not putting bed, I'm not putting mattress in the room, so I'm just sleeping on the it's we have like a, I don't know how to call it. It's like a leather mattress that we put on the floor. That's it. That's what
Uh-huh.
I've been sleeping for many
Okay.
months.
Uh-huh.
And practicing like fasting also help, right? Because it kind
Yeah.
of like, hey, now I'm very discomfort
Yeah.
because I haven't eat for 3 hours. But hey, I can still go on and all that, right? Provided that we do it in a healthy way. But it's like
Yeah.
all these kind of things, like because right now, because life is so comfortable, we're so not used to in dealing with challenges and pain. Because if you look at social media and the
Yeah.
businesses that are trying to sell something, they're always like, hey, you're not happy yet until you have this product.
Correct.
Like, yeah, it's like signaling the pain and trying, even business model, right? It's like pain and gain. It's all about like lifting up
Convenience.
the
More
pain.
convenience. Yeah.
Yeah. So in this age, like it is important for us to volunteer, like
Mm-hmm.
stress to volunteers discomfort in a way, as a way to practice it. Because once that happened, then it's just always so easy when stuff get difficult, right? Let's say if I go traveling, and then let's say the hotel that I stay in, AC doesn't work, hot water doesn't work. I don't feel stressed because at home I don't use hot waters, right?
Okay.
So it's just like pretty used to, while my friend could be stressed about it, right? So if we
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
like lower our expectation and just keep it simple, and maybe practice a bit of discomfort each day as a way to train ourselves, then I think our mind kind of expand and become more resilient as that as well.
That's all for today's episode. Thanks a lot for tuning in. I shoot these daily munchies out on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. In case you're not subscribed to this on whichever application you're listening to, I'd highly appreciate if you do so. And if you're listening to me for a while now, your ratings and reviews would take this podcast to the people that want to listen to me. You can also give your feedbacks and reach out for any questions that you might have on narayanan@chalkmeout.com. And until I see you on the next episode in a couple of days, have a very, very lovely day and make sure that you own your life.